And we are back with another watch. I figured I would just start with the wrist shot. This is the Omega Speedmaster. Reference 310.30.42.50.01.001. That just rolls right off the tongue now, doesn't it? This is quite possibly one of the most comfortable watches that I have ever put on. This was loaned in from a buddy of mine, Levi, who lives here in Napa. So that's pretty cool. And he bought this from my Omega dealer, Creation's Fine Jeweler. Brian hooked him up with this a year-ish ago. Don't remember exactly when. I'm not a big chronograph guy, and I've mentioned that before. But it is so iconic and such a historic watch, being the first watch in space, being the first watch on the moon. It's been involved in all 6 moon landings. It's just an iconic piece of history. So it appealed to me from that level. Having tried it on and really gotten time to wear it these last few days makes me want one even more. Here's some information on the back. This is not the first generation. This is the most current model available. There are a couple of different models that have, sapphire crystal on the back. I believe, well, I don't even remember if this is the Hesalite or the sapphire crystal. I don't remember. But this is a great watch. And one little kind of nitpick. So it is a chronograph that I would probably never use. And it has a tachymeter, if you will. A tachymeter right there. And that is a way, I don't know how it works, but it's a way to use the chronograph to gauge kilometers per hour based on 1,000-meter distance. There's some formula thing. I don't know. You have to Google it and figure it out. But that is what that tachymeter around the bezel is for, if you're into that sort of thing. So this is a 42 millimeter case size, 47 millimeters lug to lug. The lug width is 20 millimeters and tapers down to 15. Drastic taper, which makes it super comfortable. The other thing is this bracelet just articulates so well. It's crazy. Super, super comfortable from the moment you put it on. It feels like it's not even really there. The overall thickness is 13.75. So this does have the 3861 movement inside, which is a 50-hour power reserve. Manual wind. So yes, you need to wind this every day-ish within that 50 hours. My little nitpick is the crown is not super comfortable to wind or access. The crown is 6.6 millimeters, but because of the way the crown guard is and it's kind of recessed down in, it makes it a little tough for my big old fat fingers to get in there and comfortably wind to the watch. But that's okay. This is a 50-meter water-resistant watch, so you're not really going to want to go swimming and diving with this. It weighs in at 4.5 ounces. You guys can do the math. 2 grams if you so choose. But all in all, it's a really legible watch. It has decent lume. These run about $6,400 new. And yeah, I've got the chronograph going, but you start and stop it with this button, and then you reset it there, and it all snaps back. So you have your 60-second timer here, and a minute register there, and an hour register there, with your small seconds running over there. Now, I've actually been in my AD when somebody was in there with a Rolex Daytona, which is also a chronograph, and was complaining about the second hand not working. Well, because that's the chronograph hand. That's the second hand over there. So my jeweler had to explain that to him and whatnot. It was actually kind of an interesting interaction. So I did bring out a couple of other watches to kind of compare this to. This is the Omega Planet Ocean that I also bought from Brian. This is 43 millimeter. Yeah, this is a 43.5. So it's a little bit bigger and certainly a little bit thicker. Okay, this also has a 600 meter water resistance versus the 50. This is comfortable. This is not uncomfortable, but absolutely you can tell a difference between the two. The bracelet on this does sort of articulate, but not to the level of the Speedmaster. Okay. I also grabbed the Random Raw Borealis limited edition because this is very comfortable also because the bracelet just is super articulating. And this is generally similar sizing. Rather large price difference, and you can certainly tell from picking them up which is a more premium or quality watch. Not to say that this is any slouch by any means, because it's a super cool micro brand. You can just tell a difference. So let me see. Let me blast this with the UV light really quickly off camera so that you can get a good lume shot, and away we go. So if I kill the light over here, and there is some ambient light over here in the room, but that gives you a pretty good indication. And the chrono hand is also lumed. You can see it's starting to run there. So Levi, again, thank you very much for dropping this off. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you all for watching.